What's up, everybody? It's your boy Towel on the Fly, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. It's called The Iron Giant. Now, let me tell you about The Iron Giant. The Iron Giant, he is big, he doesn't know where he comes from, but a boy, his name is Hogarth, and he's a boy, but he's trying to explain him. He comes from the sky, from up there, but he said this, don't you remember anything? But it's funny, is like, maybe it's that bump on your head. And then that was funny, but he doesn't even know. And he said this, do you talk? Words like blah blah blah, and then he does the same thing. But you'll say that. But after that, from the beginning of the Iron Giant, it was from years ago. And the Iron Giant just came out of the meteor, and then it came to the underwater. And then the guy saw him from lightning thunderstorm. And then he crashed into the boat. And then he saw the lighthouse. And then Hogarth, and then before that, Hogarth went to the cafeteria, the dining cafeteria, to see his mother. But his pet was a squirrel. But his mother says no pets. But it just kind of makes me crazy. But I gotta say, that creeped me out. And this guy, not that guy. This guy, he was talking to, his name is Dean. Yeah, Dean. Dean was meet Hogarth and his mother. But on the other hand, I was surprised that Hogarth was hunting what's causing the electrocute problem while he was watching the TV show or movie. And then he saw the Iron Giant. And it's short enough, it finds you for a reason. And that's why it finds you. But before that, and the Iron Giant stays with Hogarth from the shed, like big enough, like this, and right there on the roof. But Hogarth teaches him how to be a good guy, like this guy, like Superman. The reason why I got this comic, it's one of my dad's comic books when he was a kid. The reason why. That's why the Iron Giant wants to be one like him. Just like him. But Hogarth only said this. Only use his powers for good, never for evil. Remember that. And that is why. And the best part was kind of a little fine, but the Iron Giant was eating scraps, like cars, metal, like scraps, like trucks, motorcycles, scraps, and more. But like Dean says, you gotta eat one of them, eat the scrap. But the funny part was, in your mouth is art. And I was like, jeez. It blows my mind off. It just blows all my mind. And let's talk about Ken Mensley. Ken Mensley was a detective. He was a detective like from the president actually. He was a president, or maybe not a president. He's like a detective actually. He was trying to discover the Iron Giant, and then he kidnapped, and then he's trying to talk to Hogarth, and then he wants to know the Giant Metal Man as the Iron Giant. And I just want to say about that, it kind of makes me he's the bad guy. I just cannot believe it. I just hate that guy. He is so bad, and he is the worst part. I mean, he's the worst guy ever. A worst guy. And he pushed Hogarth. I just hate it. But I like the Iron Giant was good. But the bad part, the cannons were after him, and the helicopters, airports, and all those stuff were after him. And Hogarth is with him all the time. But after that, he can fly, just like Superman. But after that, one of the tanks shoot him. But after that, he was trying to hold Hogarth, but it was too late. But after that, one of the tanks shoot him, and then he got angry. He got rage. And one of his arms has weapons. That means he has inside of him weapons of inside of him. And after all of that, his rage, Hogarth tries to tell him all of that, shooting, bad to kill, guns to kill, and he doesn't have to be a bad. And he said this, you are what you choose to be. And he says, and Hogarth said this, you choose. And then he chose to be the good guy, and then he chose to be the good side again. And then he changed back to regular guy, the original Iron Giant, not the rage one. It makes him, he just panicked. I just like, oh dear, I just couldn't believe it. But after that, he just couldn't stand with the submarine missile. And then Ken Mansley launched the missile he got. He was angry. And then the general got angry at him too. And then he couldn't walk into it. He just stand there. And I was like, whoa, that was easy. And then after that, the Iron Giant fixed everything. He was flying, and then he saved the missile from the people. He saved everyone. He sacrificed from everything. I just couldn't believe it. But I love that movie. It just makes me feel watching it as a kid. But all the pieces, and it came back together. And then in the snow, and then he was smiling. I love that movie. So, this is for my channel for today. If you haven't seen The Iron Giant, make sure you watch it on HBO Max. And make sure you like and subscribe, and click that bell notification, and description below right here. And this is Tower on the Fly. And this is a scene for you.
Good man.